In 1965, and for the next 10 years or so, I backpacked the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. Every summer into fall, I would be in the mountains at least 6 times. These are some of the most pleasurable experiences in my life. I must have been born with a bunch of mountain genes. My photos of those experiences are not very good, but when I see them, they bring back a flood of fine memories that should be with me for the rest of my life. Which comes to think of it, it can't be too much longer because I'm in my 84th year. I'd better start concentrating more on those fine memories. But it's hard to think of them when not 5 feet away from me on the kitchen counter is a freshly made bowl of German potato salad whose succulent aroma is wafting toward my aroused nostrils. This is my first backpacking experience, and it was in the June Lake area on the eastern side of the Sierras in June of 1965. The person in the photos is Bill Brophy, who taught me the basics of backpacking. The elevation is about 8,000 feet, and as you can see, there's still a lot of snow, which made it pretty hard going, as we didn't have snowshoes. Here I am at the same point. I didn't have a beard in those days. This area had bristlecone pines, which are believed to live longer than any known organism, over 5,000 years. Many of my best trips started from Agnew Meadows, which is near the town of Mammoth Lakes on the eastern side of the Sierras. If you look closely, you can see one of my oldest and dearest friends, Harvey Lawyer, who was on this trip with me. These are scenes in the Lake Adiza, Garnet Lake, and Thousand Island Lake area. In these photos are my wife Lois and our girls Kim and Betsy. They went only on a few hikes with me, and after one bout with giant mosquitoes at Thousand Island Lake, they decided that the mountain life was not for them. This is the area just below Mounts Ritter and Banner, and to my way of thinking, the most inspiring of the California range of the Sierra Nevada mountains. This area is about 11,000 feet. It's above the tree line, and that's where you see a lot of marmots, which is a yellow-bellied ground squirrel. One of the highlights of my mountain travels are the 3 times I climbed Mount Whitney. This is the highest summit in the 48 states at 14,500 feet. I climbed it twice, starting at 8,000 feet on the east side and going down the same way. The third climb was with the intent of continuing down the western slope and continuing the 211 miles to Yosemite Valley. This is the entire length of the John Muir Trail. Coming down the western slope, I began feeling an intense pain traveling down the back side of my left leg. I found out later that it was my sciatic nerve. I figured the only sensible thing I could do was continue hiking on the trail to the trailhead that led to Fresno and fly home, which I did. I later came back to the same trailhead and continued the rest of the trail to Yosemite Valley. I almost always hiked alone, but a few times I took our dog Buffy along. And what a delightful companion she was. One of my toughest trips was the 28 miles from Tuolumne Meadow to in Yosemite to the valley floor in one day. It was one trip that taxed my endurance to the absolute limit. In the early 90s, Lois and I were taking a short hike on the trail to Lake Margaret near Carson Pass, and she took a short video of me hiking on the trail. The camera was the worst. Anyway, it gave me some idea of how I looked on the trail. And to close out this wee documentary, a shot of my twice Vibram resoled Italian Beretta boots that carried me over 1,000 miles in the mountains.